Welcome to the Fox's Den. This is Crystal the Foxy Colorist, and today we are going to color with our Kalour Portrait 36 colored pencils. And also, we are going to use this awesome set of Kalour pencils. It's 60 pieces. It has metallic, neon, oil-based, watercolor, and macaroon pencils. Are you ready? Look, and this is what we're going to color. Let's go. Now, I have already posted to my community page and on my Instagram account, which is Foxy Colorist also, some pictures that I've been practicing using these Kalour Portrait Set pencils. So we're going to see if I can do it again and produce. I was really proud of the result that I produced. One thing that I noticed is I tend to have a better result if I start out with the lighter color first. So if I'm looking at my lighter colors, this is a cream. So I am going to start out with, I normally start out based on this set of pencils with either the cream or the eggshell. So today I'm going to start out with the, okay, and they have beige too. So I'm either going to start out with a cream, a beige, or an eggshell. And as I look at this, I think I'm going to start out with the beige. Let me see. Yep, here it is right here, the beige. So it looks like I've been using this some already from my other pictures that I have colored. So we're going to sharpen this really quickly. Forgive the noise. All right. So what I've noticed is I have better success because I don't know about anybody else. If you're not new to the Fox's Den, you know that I can be very heavy-handed. All right. Very heavy-handed. So I do better when I lay down the lighter color first, the areas that I want to be light, because I tend to put down, okay, too much dark color, and then it's hard to go back. Even when you erase it sometimes, it still looks dark. So with all the pictures that I've done so far using this set of portrait pencils, I've laid down the lighter color first. So now when I think about the areas of the face that are like lighter, the lighter color, I think I used to watch makeup videos. I don't even know why I watched them, y'all, because I don't halfway wear no makeup. But you never know. I just might one day decide I'm going to go forward and I'll be ready. But I can remember seeing that this forehead area, they normally leave really light right here. And then also under kind of like the cheek area. A lot of times I like to make under the eye a little bit lighter as well. And I'm doing my best not to color very hard. I'm moving my hand back on the pencil. I've heard so many people say that and give that as direction to those of us who color hard. So I'm going to try that. I know here is a good area that I like to make a little bit lighter as well. So I must say I'm really enjoying using all these, I call them specialty sets. I'm not sure what Kalour calls them, but I call them specialty sets because first of all, Kalour has so many different pencil sets. I know some of you all have like 250, 144, 72. Some of them come with a carrying case, some of them don't. I mean, it is my opinion that Kalour is the best budget pencil. That's my opinion. It really is. All right, so I have that cheek area. Let me just get right here by her chin as well. So hopefully you can see that color I've placed down. Let me bring this down just a little bit more. And I just did it really light. So right here under the chin, right here by the eyes, underneath the cheeks. Underneath the cheeks, y'all, help. Underneath the eye. And then another thing too I like to do, of course her hat is giving a shadow, but I just like to do that part just like under the eyebrow too. Now, when I do dabble in a little bit of makeup, and I mean dabble and I mean little, okay? Sometimes I'll put like a light color like a shadow, like right under my eyebrow to make it pop. But that's when I'm dabbling. Okay, so there we have that light color down first, and that is cream. So we put down the cream first, and I said I was going to do beige, but I did cream anyway. So since I said that, I'm just going to still just kind of go over it just a little bit with just a little bit of beige. All right, just a little bit. Now, I will say this. In the past, I normally start out with a darker color. I normally start around the neck area, and the person always just end up one color. That's it. One color challenge, okay? But since I've done it this way, I've had a pretty good result. I really have. All right, so that's just a little bit of beige. So I'm going to keep both of these over here for my sake. All right, so let me look at the next color. Now, since I've been coloring with these some, I kind of know how they work just a little bit. So these are normally like my lighter colors that I use. And then I go over and I determine, like, do I want her to be like a darker tone or a lighter tone? So I am going to pull, I'm going to pull peach. I normally either pull peach or I pull salmon pink. But based on the 35 colors that I have here, I'm going to pull peach. I'm going to pull goldenrod, and then I'm going to pull sienna brown. All right, so let me locate those really quickly. I have my pencils over here to the side. So sienna brown. Now I will say this. Now I do have a 72 set of Kalour pencils, but these color a little bit differently. Yeah, they I don't know, they lay down color differently. I must say they're better. It's a better quality. I don't know what Kalour doing, but yeah, they're different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Yes, they are different. And Kalour got the nerve to have a little warning on them too, talking about don't copy our stuff. Basically, is what they're saying. Okay, y'all, I have the pencils color covered up. Does anyone have this portrait set? And shout out to everyone who told me the set that they have. Hey, I like it. I can't wait to see some pictures that y'all color with it. If you do have an account on Instagram, I would love to see your pictures. I would. All right, so okay, so I'm not gonna use that yellow whatever because that thing got me in trouble. I said, all right, so the next colors that we are going to choose after using that cream and beige are peach. We want to pull out goldenrod and sienna brown. Sienna brown. Yes, those are the next colors we are going to use. All right, so let me take the peach. All right, so now these are the areas that I like to make, just a tad bit, darker. All right, let me move this off her face. Like, she don't need that by her face. Now, I've said this before that I started coloring uh, from my love for coloring like portraits and people. And I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, I'm not a fan of coloring, like people or individuals, and I love coloring flowers and gnomes and butterflies, but I love coloring people. I really do. I don't know why. I am starting to like, as opposed to just the person's head, like a portrait type, you know, like this is like her in her outfit holding her coffee. Shout out to all the coffee drinkers. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I'm hooked. I am hooked. I did not realize I was hooked until like one day I didn't realize I hadn't had coffee yet. But by like 1 o'clock, I had a migraine. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong? I have a migraine. I'm not feeling good. And then I thought about it. I'm like, girl, you ain't had your correct coffee today. And then I felt a tad bit of shame, but I ran downstairs and made some. It really, yeah, caffeine. Ooh, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. We all got something. Okay. So one thing that I found myself doing is I was just coming straight down, and then it would be hard to like blend it out. So let us learn from our mistakes, Foxy colorists. All right. Let me see. Let me see. All right. All right. So I'm laying down my peach. Now let me go. Let me get my golden rod. My golden rod. Gonna put a little bit, just a little bit. Y'all know how I am about my songs. So it is October 2025. I have a very exciting, this weekend is all about coloring. I'm going live with J Carey 24 and Linda B. We're going to be doing some pan pastels or, whatever floats our boat. And that's going to be fun. And then on Saturday, I'm going to like an art party where it's, everybody just going to be doing art. One of them do what you want to, as long as it's art. And I'm looking forward to that. Y'all know what I'm doing. Hey, they don't call me Foxy. What colorist? I will be coloring. I will be. All right. And then on Sunday, I'm actually going live with Coloring View. And let me state those people's names again. Linda B, she has a great channel. J Carey, she goes live on Tuesdays, and she does wonderful shorts and coloring book flip throughs and shorts as well. And Coloring View. You know all about the coupons, okay? All right. So I will say this, I'm using some textured paper. This is the first time I'm using textured paper with these pencils, but I wanted to try it out. Forgive. So now we're about to go in with the sienna brown. So for those of you who, if you don't like to color people, I mean, it could be like how I don't like to color monsters. Why? Because they're scary, okay? Or it's just not your cup of tea. Or I know for me, I mean, I used to struggle with just, coloring the skin tone. And I can tell right now this is going to be challenging because I use this textured paper, but we're going to see if we can make it work. But let me tell you something. If I don't feel like trying to be exactly correct, or if I don't want to have to be worried about the color and shading here and shading there, my people are either going to be blue or purple. I just treat everybody like they from outer space. And so you're back from outer space. Yep, I'm blue or purple. When you see that, I'm just trying to color. I ain't trying to be. Oh my God, it's not highlighted here, and I'm not trying to do that. I also like, coloring them when they have on like an outfit or something like that because, I try to match it to something that's in my closet or something that I wish was in my closet. How about that? All right. So I don't want to. Okay, I'm trying to see that. It's so bright outside, and I'm filming. I normally film at night. All right, let me look at you. I still haven't given out. You know, Glenda is coming to my mind right now. Glenda, like she's looking like a Glenda to me. All right. So based on what I'm seeing in here, I'm going to go back with my beige or cream. This is beige. So the first time when I used these pencils, man, it was too much yellow. It was way too. She was just very yellowy. She needed to, I needed some more caramel colors, and I was just thinking that the pencils, I'm like, oh man, I need, more in this set. But I actually Googled, like, if a skin tone is too yellow, what can you do to tone it down or even it out? And it said to add light shades of like blue, or like to lightly shade blue over it. Don't color really hard over it, but lightly add like some blue to it, and that should tone down the yellow. It said lightly add like blue, shades of blue or green. And lo and behold, it did. I was so shocked. And it's so funny because those, shades of blue are definitely part of this pencil set. I don't see green on here, but I guess they're like, look at here, you got blue, so you don't need green. All right. So as you can see right now, it's a blending game as far as getting this really to gel, meaning that to blend together and look smooth. And I just need to take my time and do it right. SOS band. Can't rush it. You want to, but you can't. All right, she coming together. I will say this, on all of the faces that I have done so far, it's always this area right here that gives me the biggest struggle. I need to figure out, how do I always end up in a corner right here and not let this happen again. And it's because this one always be good. Okay, so I really want to lay some eraser on that, but I'm going to show y'all what I did last time this happened. Where's this? Let me add a little bit more cream to it, like coffee. Let me add a little bit more cream to it. So last time when I found myself just blending, it wasn't, meshing the way that I wanted it to mesh. I actually took a white Prismacolor pencil, but just for grins and giggles, I'm going to try their white pencil that comes with this set, just to see if, what it does. If it don't do right, then I'm gonna go ahead and get my Prismacolor white pencil. It's like it toned it down and it smoothed it out. And that was one of the colors, that it was saying that, to help tone down a color and smooth it out. You can also use a white, and voila, that worked. Let me move my hand. It's definitely working. I don't want it to look ashen. All right. All right, so let me just show you a couple more. Okay, so what color is this? So let me just take a little bit of salmon pink, because like this right here is looking very yellowy creamy. And I just want to add some more color to it. So when I add this salmon to it, it gives you like a peachy feel. But then when I lightly add that brown on top of it, it gives me the look that I'm looking for. It really does. All right, y'all, she's coming together. I wish I hadn't used textured paper, but it's going to be okay. All right, so where is my brown? Here it is. My All right, so what we're going to be doing is taking that salmon, adding it in the middle, adding just a light bit of brown and blending it out, blending it out. All right, that's the process. All right, so here we are after a little more blending of the colors. And I want to show you how, what is this? This is Kalour Colorless Burnisher. Now, I just like to jump straight to using this. I've used it so much. And I do have like a colorless blender, but it can tend to, especially when I'm doing faces with the colors, because, I'm really trying to make it as smooth as possible. And I just kind of like the way this leaves it better. Let me look. Let me get a little bit closer. Get a little closer. I think I need to sharpen it. I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna overkill it. I'm not gonna overkill it. And I could stand to make this, I mean, because who wants their face to look like that in the middle when it's dark like that on the outside? So let's take a little bit more peach and go in the nose area. Yeah, here we go. A little bit more peach. All right, let me make sure it's laying down some color. But with the limited number of pencils, okay, it's really helping me to choose the colors better and make them work, making them work. When I have a bigger selection to choose from, especially like right now, because it's not like, this is something that, oh yeah, I know exactly which pencils to pull out. Sometimes a little bit of them, but not all of them. I tend to get it right easier. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit more. I want it to be a little bit, where is it? Here it is right here. I want to have a little bit more caramel to her skin, a bit darker. But I really like the way she's come out so far. I really do. Really easy, great set of pencils. They lay down well. And again, this is textured paper, so it'd probably be a lot smoother if the paper wasn't textured. I know I'm going to use my Kalour watercolor pencils to do like her outfit, so that's why I wanted to use the textured paper just to see how they perform on that. I like it. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm certain I'll come back to it, but I'm going to stop right there. So let's look at her eyes. So I also have this set of pencils right here. Okay, we were looking at the Kalour Portrait, but in this set right here, this is a great travel set. 60 pencils, metallic, watercolor, neon, and macaroon oil base. So we're going to look at the oil base pencils and maybe the macaroon ones. Let's see. Okay. Um, I will say, okay, so like the macaroon ones, these are like the really pastel-y ones. I'll just call them pastel-y. They're pastel. These lay down better than my actual set of macaroons. They really do. I'm not really sure what the difference is, but there's a difference. There is a difference, I can tell. All right, so what color am I gonna? So I'm thinking about making her outfit like a purple. So let's use this. Here we go. Let's use this lilac. Lilac. Y'all know purple's my color. That's my jam. So let's put down some lilac as a light shade for her eyes right now. Okay. So we're going to pull from that set of pencils to do her makeup. All right. And based on this paper, this is not laying down. I'm going to have to allow more pressure. But again, this is just the light color that I'm putting down. Oh, okay. I can see it. Looks really good. All right. I see her coming to life. I see her coming. I do. All right, girly. So when I add this purple, I'm like, okay, her nose needs more color, but we're going to come back to it. All right. So that was the pastel lilac. Okay, I like that one. So now for the oil-based pencil, let's use this purple. And we're just going to put the purple like in the seam. Like on the eyelid. And normally I would love to do this with a gel pen, but I'm not in this instance. All right, so just like that, we've given her a lot more personality. Yes, just like that. Really simple. She's coming to life. She really is. I still haven't, a name is not popping out just yet. So now it does come with a black. It does come with a black pencil. So of course, you know, I have to hit her brows. Because then once I do her eyebrows, and I can go back in a little bit more with the purple. That's it, girl. Okay, so shout out to those people who get their brows threaded. Let me tell you something. I almost came up out the chair. I thought getting them waxed was bad. The threading is horrible to me. All caps, exclamation mark. And I stopped going to this one shop because I told the lady I don't want it done. It's too painful. Oh, but it looks so much better. To who, boo boo? My eye feel like it's bleeding. Okay. Said beauty is pain. Whatever. I'm done with that. I'm done. I'm done with that, y'all. But anyhow, I'd rather just, just go ahead and do the wax thing. As long as the wax is not too hot and they don't burn you. Ooh, let me tell you something. I have been through some stuff that burn your eyelid. Then you're looking crazy until that turns the right color. I like it. I like it. I like the way her eyes look. Her face is coming together. I still feel as though like by her nose she needs some color. So that's a salmon. Let me get this beige. I almost feel like they need one more color, but it could be just because I haven't mastered it yet, or I need to like hold the pencil so it doesn't, apply too much pressure, and then I could get that color that I want. Because that's just like gray. That's gonna have to go. Okay, so what is this? Let's use no. We're not gonna. I haven't used goldenrod. Here I go. I'm gonna put a little goldenrod on her. Maybe this will help you out. Is this what I need? And guys, sometimes it's like that for me with like skin tones. It's like I'll have colors picked out, but then I'm like, I need it to look a little bit more peachy right here, or so then I have to like, switch it up. And that just comes from just practice, practice, practice. Did I say practice? Yes, practice. All right, so now let's get that hard line out of there. All right, girlfriend. Coming together. It's still a hard line. I'm going to get it though. I'm going to get it. All right. So let's look at her lips. So I do have metallic pencils in here. Metallics. I don't know if that is going to give me the color that I want. Let's look at this metallic pencil right here. Metallic violet. It might. It just might. Now, based on the fact that her lips are so little, the pencil has got to be sharp. It has to be. It's going to be a disaster. All right. I'm going to take my time. This can either go real good or real bad. All right. So I definitely like the way her lips came out. So yay! So I definitely started coloring her hat with the watercolor pencils that are included in this coloring and drawing set. Love it. So I wanted to go with the purple. I'm going to do like, the inside blue and then like the outer part purple to give that pop to her eyes. So I started with the lighter color purple first, and then I'm eventually going to go around with the darker purple. So this is like watercolor light violet. So I definitely like the way it laid down. Let me start with her okay, let me go this way. I don't want to go against the grain. Since this is watercolor paper, let me go up and down. I don't want to go against the grain of the paper. I like the way these go down. They really do, meaning that sometimes with watercolor pencils, they can go down. I don't know, they kind of feel like scratchy, if that makes any sense. Or when you're going back and forth over the paper, it's almost like they're hesitating, like they're putting the brakes on. Like, okay, you a pencil, why you got brakes? So I actually started recording this video like 2 days ago, and since then I've been to an art party, and I've just been coloring all types of portraits with the portrait pencils, and I really like them. They are allowing me to I can tell that I'm growing. I actually have a plan. That's one thing when I would try to color skin tones, I didn't have like a method or a plan. And for me, I need something like that. And the one that I'm using right now, because I'm quite sure, just like in software development, what works today might not work tomorrow because technology has changed. But right now, the plan is working. Yes, it is. The plan is working. Now I'm feeling like a lot of the color is being lost, but you know why I'm feeling like that? Because I just finished coloring. I just finished using my Inktense pencils, and the color is just way more, vibrant. That's why I'm feeling like that. Oh, but I think that looks. I really like how that looks. And I used some gel pen for her nails. Yes, I did. Okay, so let me go. I'm going against the grain, but I'm not going to be upset. So as I look at this, I'm like, oh, okay, I want to use like the darker purple for like, the darker areas right here, but I bet I am going to end up even using like black because they do have a black. I don't see a dark gray. A dark gray would be amazing if they had a dark gray, but they don't. So I am going to use black to make that even, darker. I am. Another thing I love about watercolor pencils is that, I mean, I could just color like haphazardly, meaning that you see how I'm coloring this way. I would never do this with regular pencils. This way, and then that way, and then this way. I wouldn't do that. But yeah, I'm loving the quality of the watercolor pencils that come with the set as well. What you see on the hat is just one one layer of watercolor pencil. I'm waiting for it to dry before I add another layer. All right, so I'm sitting here. I haven't colored on this watercolor paper before. This is kind of new. Kind of new. It is new. All right. But I like that. I like it. I do. Hmm. So I want to show you something. So I'm hoping you can see. Let me do it up top. Let me do it up here. So when I go like this, can you see like those are like ridges. And I'm going to bring the paper up just so you can see that. And shout out to um Deborah J and Stephanie. Gosh, they watercolor. Just, oh man, they got me doing watercolor pencil, just because they watercolor so much and it's so beautiful. And Deborah just takes her time with layers, and I need to be like that. But you see the ridges in the paper? That's awesome. I do believe she gave me this paper. This is some good paper. It really is. But what I'm finding is, okay, so I'm laying this down. I'm gonna research this. Like when you have ridges in the paper like this. Of course, if I go like this, let me see. Not performing too bad this time. Okay, so I guess it's really not mattering whether you go up and down, whether you go with the grain or against it. It's still moving the color around. I do like kind of like taking the brush in a circle on the watercolor paper. But again, the pencils are doing a great job. I really like them, especially like for the price. I mean, Kalour is really impressing me. And shout out to all of those who have the large sets. And I know I was doing a live, and I think her Mandy was saying that she was organizing her pencils. I mean, like when you have a large set, how do you organize them? Like, what do you do? I've just been shoving these in a box because I definitely want them to stay together. I have like pencil cases, but I definitely, especially like the portrait ones, I really want them to stay together. And then what I want to eventually do is go to like my Pablos and my Karen Pablos and Faber-Castells, and then find like colors to match them. And then just, you know, practice all the different shades of skin tones. And I'll show you some finished examples of other, I want to be able to do everybody. Da-da-da-da, everybody. All right, so this is me doing the first layer. I'm going to continue to add color to her cape. Yes, and shout out to Jamie M. Bean, um, Crafting with Pat. All of them may have an autumn or a Halloween uh, adult coloring hashtag. This is for you. There's so many, but I always like to do their hashtags. All right. Well, I'm going to continue to do this off camera. I'm going to lay down the first layer, and then I'm going to come back and show you as I lay down the second layer. Hey, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Both of these sets of Kalour pencils, I'm loving them right now. All right. So I have added a second layer to this side, along with using the darker color of purple, and also to the hat. And the darker color of purple is added, but I didn't add water to it. So I just wanted to let you see. Now this is the light violet. There we go. I just wanted you to see me just kind of adding, the darker color on her awesome cape. I love this picture. I'm probably going to do, I'm also going to color it on just some smooth cardstock, because then, I won't have all these ridges and everything. And because I have some cardstock, it's not watercolor, but it's still great for using watercolor, ouch, products on, mediums on. So yes. What do I have to say about both of these products so far? I really like them. This will definitely be my travel set, because it has like just enough. Just enough. I don't have to carry the 80 pencils or the 72. I mean, this has just enough to do, you know, a little bit of everything. And the quality of them is, it's just amazing. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to do this page again on some smooth cardstock. And I'm probably going to give her a different skin tone. I love to do that. Take one picture and do it like several skin tone types, just to see if I can do it. It's really challenging to do that, but it's also just great, great practice for me to keep my skin tone skills. I don't want to lose that. And then also to build upon them and to develop them. Yes, look at that. Now I did go ahead and add some of my Pentel gel markers to the little. I'm gonna call it the lace on her cape, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. I like it. Hopefully you can see that. But let me just go in a little bit where I've added the darker pencil and just kind of bring it down some. Yeah, I like that. I think both of these products are excellent. I really do. Especially, man, now that I've tried to do skin tones, having like a large set of pencils, okay? I love just having like that little small set of like the portrait set, because again, I've stated before, it helps me to pick the colors out better. I'm very happy with both of these, and I'm very happy that I purchased them. And I will say this, I can tell that there is a different, because I have several sets of Kalours. I do. But some of these pencils are a little bit different in regards to quality and how they lay down color. Okay. I did notice that, like for instance, on the portrait set, like it has like this gold, there's a gold ring around it. I'm like, okay, I don't think my other ones have that. But I can definitely tell. I can. And another thing that I thought was amazing, I was kind of wondering why. Okay, why they got a light blue and some of these other colors within the portrait set? And I'm not even sure if I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. Yes, I found myself, I had colored myself into a corner, meaning that I had too much yellow in the skin tone, and it told me just to add some blue or green if I had those pencils, and it evened it right out. It's totally amazed, totally amazed. So yes, it's even helping me to learn about, different undertones and being able to add them to my skin tones, just to give them more depth and character. Which before everybody was just brown or they were peach and that was it. Period. So yes. So you guys will have to let me know if you want me to do a eye video where I'm just doing all eyes. I love doing that. Doing eyes. Want to add this? Yes. So do you have this portrait set of pencils? I got this awesome comment, and the individual said that she has this portrait set and she's had them for years and she still enjoys them. So I thought that was amazing. Let me just do a little bit to the hat here. You know what? I want to add a little black to the hat. Let's see how this turns out. If it ends up looking crazy, y'all know why. All right, so let's add a little bit of black right in here. I wish I had it had a gray. But you know what? I could. There a white? No, there isn't a white one. Now, do I have white? Yes, but I'm just looking within the set. All right, let's see. Okay, it's giving a little bit more depth. Not sure how I'm liking the way that's moving. Awesome. So, what other colors do you use besides black? And this is even just in your coloring in general. When you want to add a little bit more depth. I've been trying to use like indigo, just anything other than black. I always just use black, and sometimes it can look very harsh. So, if you can give me any pointers on that, I definitely would love it. Now, I don't like the way this is looking. I'm probably gonna lighten that back up and start over. But I kind of like the way she's looking right now. Yes. All right. Well, I just wanted to give you a preview of these pencils just so you can see what they do. This is the Kalour Coloring and Drawing Art Supply Set and the Kalour Portrait Set. And I use them just to complete this picture or just to kind of color this picture. And I absolutely love her outfit. I love the blue that's on it and the way that it came out. Kalour, excellent job. Great price too. Great price for the quality of pencils because sometimes stuff is expensive and the quality is not good. All right. Well, this is Crystal the Foxy Colorist. You know I'm coming to you live from the Fox's Den. And guess what? I have like 4 other sets of Kalour pencils that I am going to show you. I can't wait to color with them as well after doing this portrait set. They have one that's for landscapes, one that's for greenery, one that's like yellow base, and I'm excited to show them to you in other videos. If you haven't subscribed, hey, hit that subscribe button. Please like the video. All right. And like I always say, you know, Kalour, that's good quality for the price. Yes, it is. And keep it foxy. Peace. Bye, guys.